Have you ever felt as if you were breathing through a curtain, alive, yet half dreaming? You scroll through your phone, reply, react, smile, but something inside you stays still. The world races forward, but your soul lags behind, fogged and unseen. Even when you pray, even when you achieve, there's a quiet distance. As though your own heart stands behind glass. You tell yourself it's normal. Everyone feels this way sometimes. But deep down, you know this is more than tiredness. It's a forgetting of something sacred within you. You try meditation, motivation, mindfulness, but the disconnection remains. You can talk about spirituality, even teach it, and still feel hollow when no one's watching. Your heart whispers, there's something vast beyond this noise. You sense it in moments of silence, in the pause after laughter, in the sigh before sleep. Yet every time you reach for it, it slips away like mist. Centuries ago, Ibn Arabi looked at this same fog and said, "The real is always unveiled, but it is your gaze that is veiled." If truth never hides, what blinds you from seeing it? As the hum of the world fades, imagine the veil thinning between your breath and the infinite. What if every sorrow, every confusion was simply a layer of dust waiting to be wiped from the mirror of your heart? What if the veil between you and truth isn't outside you, but you? Ibn Arabi taught that the veil, or hijab, is the self when it forgets its source. Desire, fear, and pride cloud the spirit like smoke over sunlight. The light never stops shining, but the window through which it passes grows dim. He compared the soul to a mirror. When you remember, it shines. When you forget, it blurs. You polish it not by staring at it, but by turning it toward the light itself. You cannot polish the mirror by gazing at it, he wrote. You must turn it toward the sun. Your identity, job, image, opinions are only reflections in that mirror. But the moment you mistake reflection for the light, illusion begins. You live reacting to shadows instead of radiance. To Ibn Arabi. Unveiling Kashif was not about adding knowledge, but removing distortion. Each realization lifts one veil. The path of Isolok, or spiritual travel, moves through for inner gates, ignorance, awareness, surrender, witnessing, shuhud. He lived this teaching, exiled, betrayed, and wandering through chaotic Andalusia. He wrote Futuhat al-Makkiyah, describing how every event, even exile, was a divine unveiling. To the world, he lost everything. To him, each loss tore a veil. Through this journey arises Insan al-Kamil, the perfect human, transparent to God's light. The goal isn't to destroy the self, but to refine it until the divine qualities shine through. Think of a prism. White light passes through it and becomes colors, compassion, wisdom, patience, courage. God's light passes through you the same way. When the prism is clear, every color glows. When clouded, the light scatters in confusion, and today, your veils are not deserts or tyrants. They're endless notifications, buried emotions, comparison, and distraction. You no longer fight armies. You fight attention. Every moment you pause, breathe, and remember. The mirror clears just a little more. Let's see how this unveiling can happen right where you live, work, and breathe. How can you walk this path of unveiling in the middle of modern chaos? When you wake, don't rush to your phone. Let silence greet you before the screen does. Take one slow breath and whisper one of God's names. Al-Nur, the light. Ibn Arabi said, each dawn is a new creation. The world is reborn as you awaken. Science agrees. Morning mindfulness resets emotional balance. calming the brain's fear centers. In that stillness, imagine your heart as a blank page, freshly rewritten by the divine dot. Every person you meet reflects a divine quality. The rude colleague exposes your impatience. The gentle friend awakens mercy. The stranger's kindness mirrors the compassion you forgot you carried. One of Ibn Arabi's students wrote, "When my teacher rebuked me, I saw not anger, but the fire of purification." What if every irritation was God polishing your mirror? Try seeing your day as a hall of mirrors, not to judge reflections, but to recognize the attributes shining through them before you sleep. Recall 3 veils you noticed: judgment, envy, or anxiety. Then recall the moments you glimpsed beyond them: a breath of peace, a sincere smile, a quiet act of patience. Gratitude becomes the soft cloth that wipes the dust from your heart. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, the brain reshaping itself through repeated positive focus. Sufis call it remembrance. This isn't escape, it's awareness. Even sipping tea, driving, or typing messages can become unveiling if done consciously. Ibn Arabi said, "The traveler to God travels within." You don't need to abandon the world, only to see it clearly. What happens when the veil lifts, even for a moment? You feel lighter, but not empty. Present, yet infinite. Each act of patience, each breath of gratitude becomes a tiny crack in the illusion. Through that crack, light enters, and something inside you recognizes home. Every unveiling returns you closer to the whole. You're not chasing enlightenment. You're remembering LUMINOSITY. When one person lives unveiled, others feel it. Ibn Arabi said, "A single realized soul can balance the despair of a city." Modern science echoes this through emotional contagion. Your calm heart regulates other nervous systems. Your peace becomes medicine for the room. But beware the subtle trap, spiritual pride. The moment you think, "I have unveiled," a new veil forms. The true seer keeps bowing, knowing that clarity belongs only to the one who sees through all eyes. So let this be your reminder. Unveiling isn't about power, it's about presence. Each time you forgive, you return to clarity. Each time you listen without judgment, another layer falls, and when the mirror finally clears, the seer and the seen are one. Tomorrow morning, before you open your eyes, ask yourself, who is seeing through you?